Do you know where Mark Zuckerberg got married and went for his honeymoon? The answer might shock you. We are looking at the 5 identifiable habits that wealthy people apply in their life that the average person doesn't. This information is important to start putting into practice immediately to accelerate your path to wealth. Let's jump straight into it. Habit number 5. Wealthy people track everything. On the other hand, the average person would not have a good idea on what their monthly expenses are. Unfortunately, most people are oblivious to this important metric. More than half of the population never does any budgeting for their personal finance. Asking a wealthy person, on the other hand, they will be able to describe their expenses in detail. This is critical in the path to wealth. There is a 2-step process that most wealthy people use when budgeting their money. First, they will have an accurate projection for their expected income for the upcoming time frame. This includes all types of income, including salaries and investments. The total figure here will be the base starting point when they employ what is called the 20-30-50 budgeting method. This is how it works. 50% is used for living expenses, such as rent and groceries. 30% is used for various entertainment costs, depending on their interests. This could be dining, movies, or some type of hobby. And finally, 20% goes straight in a savings account. This is then carefully tracked so that they don't accidentally misallocate their spending. The wealthy have the powerful mindset of, what isn't tracked isn't managed. This mindset is something that is important to instill very early on, even before your wealth has started growing, and will give you great habits going forward on your path to wealth. Habit number 4. Wealthy people have financial discipline. Ask anybody who has managed to grow their wealth what their keys were, and financial discipline will always be at the top of the list. Discipline is a key trait in becoming successful. To get a lucrative job, you have to have the discipline to get a good education. To have a successful business, you have to have discipline to work hard even when your peers are out partying and having fun. And the more wealth you accumulate, the more important discipline becomes. You will never be able to become wealthy if you lack discipline. This could mean driving a 10-year-old car instead of driving the latest model. The easiest way to start saving is setting up an automated system, meaning that a portion of your paycheck automatically gets sent to a savings account instead of your checking account. But just as important is increasing your actual earnings. Your ability to save is limited by how much you earn. Unfortunately, most people's only strategy for saving is just cutting costs. To take your savings to the next level, you have to start focusing on the earnings part of the equation. There are plenty of ways to start adding other sources of income. However small they might be on their own, they will add up month by month and exponentially increase your saving abilities and be a cornerstone on your path to wealth. Habit number 3. Wealthy people live within their means. The common conception of a wealthy person's lifestyle is that they spend enormous amounts of money on luxury items. But in reality, wealthy people are responsible spenders who live well within their means. And not living within their means is a common trap that the average person unfortunately often falls into. It means that when the average person's income increases, their spending habits do the same, leading them to slowly start spending beyond their means. Living within your means is an important skill that most unfortunately never are taught, which inevitably will lead to money management issues later in life. Mastering this skill is crucial to keeping you on the path to wealth. And about Mark Zuckerberg and where he got married and went for his honeymoon. He married his wife Priscilla Chan in their own backyard, and on their honeymoon in Italy, the two were seen eating at a McDonald's. It just goes to show that his extremely frugal ways even creeped into when getting married. Something we can learn from, but maybe not take it to that extreme. We have already covered 3 items on the list and only have 2 to go. Make sure to stay to the last habit, as this is something most people get wrong. And if you like what we do, you should consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Let's continue on. Habit number 2. Wealthy people put their money to work. Much like Monopoly, the player with the best properties makes the most money. Unfortunately, when the average person gets paid, they will at worst either spend it all or, at best, put it in a savings account. And even though a savings account is a sound method, the interest rates offered in savings accounts are minimal. To accelerate your path to wealth, you have to copy the strategy of the wealthy and put your money to work by investing. There are plenty of avenues of investing, including stocks, real estate, or even personal development. This is a key step to practice to accelerate your path to becoming wealthy. Habit number 1. Wealthy people never touch the principal. This is the primary thing that separates the wealthy from the average. The principal, in financial terms, is the original amount put into an investment. The only money that is touched is the income generated from the investment. This promises that their spending will never be able to decrease their wealth baseline. The most common trap for average people is that their cash flow is generated from actively trading time for money. What this state means is that every time you spend money, you are directly reducing your wealth. The solution to stop actively trading time for money is to invest in passive streams of income. These can come in the form of stocks or real estate investments, among others. So to continue growing your wealth, a key habit is to only spend the income that an asset generates and never the principal. So in summary, as you see, there are clear habits that wealthy people follow. It is essential that we start to emulate and implement them to quickly accelerate our path to wealth. To find other ways to keep accelerating your wealth, you should watch this video.